Hey, do you often feel like it takes a miracle to get your investments going in the right direction? It doesn't. Stick around, and I'll tell you why. On 30th, 1969, the New York Mets completed an improbable sweep of the Chicago Cubs. Now that win sent the perennial losers into first place in the National League for the first time ever. Just a few years before, the Mets had been baseball's cellar dwellers, a team more famous for bumbling misplays than championship dreams. But everything changed that season in 1969. After a summer surge in that pivotal July sweep, the Miracle Mets continued their incredible run, ultimately clinching their first ever pennant, playoff spot, and in October, their first World Series championship. Their ascent transformed the narrative, not just for the franchise, but for sports fans all over the globe. The Mets proved that with discipline, teamwork, and a bit of luck here and there, even the biggest underdogs can rise to the occasion and rewrite expectations. You gotta believe, as the Mets rallying cry went, is still a touchstone. Anyone aiming to defy the odds, either in investing, business, sports, or just life in general. Here then are 3 lessons for modern investors from the rise of the Miracle Mets. First of all, momentum can turn, but it takes persistence. The Mets obviously weren't overnight sensations. They built confidence, they built their roster depth, and they built chemistry over time before enjoying this breakout run. In markets, momentum can feel elusive, especially after periods of underperformance. But disciplined, consistent strategy, compounding these small gains over time and learning from our losses while always sticking to sound fundamentals, that's what can position you for dramatic change when opportunity appears. So stay in the game. Sudden surges often reward those who persisted through the lean times, the lean seasons. It doesn't really take a miracle. Next up, don't chase the hype. Spot the values where others don't. The 1969 Mets started the year with few believers. Their roster was significantly undervalued and often overlooked. Investors often make the mistake of chasing quote-unquote winner stocks or following the latest headlines. But history shows that spotting overlooked value, stocks, sectors, or teams with untapped potential, that's what can yield the biggest upsets. Dig deeper than surface stats and be willing to invest in the underdogs from time to time with room to surprise. The Mets' midseason turnaround wasn't just luck. It came from roster moves, tactical shifts, and embracing new strategies when conditions changed. Markets, like sports, are unpredictable. Portfolios that hold up best are those built for adjustment, diversified, rebalanced, ready to take advantage when new trends or leadership changes. This episode of the History Lessons podcast is sponsored by Victory Independent Planning. Hey, are you ready to take the stress out of your retirement? At Victory Independent Planning, we put you on the right trajectory with our exclusive VIP retirement glide path. Our smart approach prepares you for what's next by optimizing your sources of savings and income, your medical and healthcare planning, your advanced estate and giving strategies, risk management and investing, and tax planning. Let us help you glide into retirement with confidence. Text GlidePath to 239-567-5477. That's Glide Path, all one word, small letter G, to 239-567-5477, and receive a link to schedule a complimentary consultation. Do it today to start your journey on the VIP Retirement Glide Path, because your future deserves a safe landing. Lastly, cognitive bias. Beware of the recency effect. In July 1969, few thought the Mets' hot streak would last or even get going in the first place, anchored as they were by years of watching the team lose, and lose spectacularly. This is the recency bias in action, overweighting recent disappointment or euphoria and ignoring the possibility of sudden change. Investors, too, can get stuck believing that today's trend must be tomorrow's. Remember, evidence can pivot quickly, and being open to change helps you recognize when it's time to move beyond past assumptions. A final thought here. The Miracle Mets of 1969 remind us that history is full of turnarounds, moments when the impossible or improbable becomes real for those who prepare, adapt, don't let old narratives limit their opportunities. Whether in the stock market, your career, or a favorite pastime, be patient. Watch for unlikely winners from time to time, and don't let yesterday's results blind you to the promise of what's ahead.